In the vast expanse of space, a colossal starship of the Galactic Empire drifted silently towards Earth. Its sleek, dark hull gleamed under the distant light of the sun. The ship, enormous and menacing, was an unspoken promise of power and might. On board, the Empire's envoy prepared to deliver an ultimatum that would change the course of human history. As the ship approached Earth, a powerful signal was sent out, cutting through every communication channel on the planet. Governments, military bases, and even ordinary people received the same chilling message: stay away from Earth or face the consequences. It was not a suggestion, it was a threat. In a secure bunker deep beneath the surface of the United Nations headquarters, world leaders gathered. The room was filled with a tense silence, broken only by the hum of electronic equipment and the occasional murmur of disbelief. The message had come through loud and clear, and its implications were terrifying. The Empire was not known for idle threats. Their reputation was one of ruthless efficiency and overwhelming force. General Thomas Hayes, the head of Earth's unified military command, stood up, his face pale but resolute. "This is not just a warning. The Empire is capable of annihilating entire planets. We must consider our response carefully." President Laura Martinez, representing the United States, leaned forward, her brow furrowed. "We have to assume they are serious. But what are our options? Do we comply and risk our sovereignty, or do we prepare to fight back?" The room erupted into heated debate. Some leaders argued for compliance, believing that it was better to avoid a conflict that could end in disaster. They pointed out the Empire's advanced technology and military might, suggesting that resistance could lead to the total destruction of Earth. Others, however, were adamant that yielding to such threats would only embolden the Empire, making them more aggressive in the future. Dr. Maria Chen, a leading scientist and advisor, interjected. "We've been monitoring their movements and technology. They are powerful, but we have not exhausted all possibilities. If we work together, we might develop new defenses and strategies to protect ourselves." As the debate continued, a sense of urgency grew. Earth's military and scientific communities began to mobilize, preparing for the possibility of conflict. Engineers and scientists were already brainstorming ways to advance human technology to match or surpass the Empire's capabilities. The task was monumental, but humanity's determination was fierce. At the same time, the Empire's starship hovered above Earth, its crew watching with detached interest. They were confident that their message would lead to swift compliance. The Empire had conquered countless worlds with threats and demonstrations of power. Earth was just another addition to their long list of conquests. They underestimated humanity's resolve and resourcefulness. As night fell across the globe, the image of the Empire's ship remained etched in the minds of people everywhere. The skies, once a symbol of freedom and exploration, now seemed to bear a dark, threatening shadow. On every continent, from bustling cities to quiet towns, the message was the same. Earth was facing a crisis of unprecedented scale. In the control rooms of military bases and the labs of scientific research facilities, preparations began in earnest. Earth's leaders had made their decision. They would not bow to threats. The message sent back to the Empire was clear and defiant. "We will defend our planet. We will not be intimidated." The stage was set for a confrontation that would test the very limits of human courage and ingenuity. The Empire had thrown down the gauntlet, and humanity's response would shape the future of their world. With the ultimatum delivered and the preparations underway, the conflict between Earth and the Galactic Empire was about to begin. This was just the beginning. The galaxy watched with bated breath as Earth's leaders and people braced themselves for the challenges ahead. The Galactic Empire's ultimatum had set Earth on a path of intense preparation and innovation. With the threat of invasion looming, humanity knew it had to act quickly. Every nation on Earth was now focused on one goal: preparing for the possible conflict with the powerful Empire. In the heart of Washington, D.C., President Laura Martinez convened an emergency summit. Leaders from every major country joined her, their faces serious and determined. The meeting room was filled with maps, blueprints, and the latest intelligence reports. The tension was palpable as they discussed their next steps. General Thomas Hayes, leading Earth's unified military forces, addressed the room. "We must develop new technologies and strategies to defend ourselves. The Empire's advanced weaponry and starships are far beyond what we've seen. We need to match their strength and create new defenses. Scientists and engineers across the globe were mobilized. Research labs buzzed with activity as teams worked around the clock. Their mission was clear: create advanced defenses and weapons that could stand up to the Empire's technology. Every corner of the world saw a surge in scientific and military innovation. In a high-tech laboratory in Tokyo, Dr. Maria Chen and her team were working on a new type of energy shield. This shield was designed to protect Earth from the Empire's powerful weaponry. They tested various prototypes, each one an improvement over the last. The work was intense and stressful, but Dr. Chen remained focused. "We need to create something that can withstand their attacks and give us a fighting chance," she said, her voice filled with determination. Meanwhile, in Europe, a coalition of nations was working on advanced spacecraft. Engineers were designing and building new ships equipped with the latest technology. These ships would be crucial for defending Earth's space stations and colonies. The goal was to create a fleet capable of challenging the Empire's superior starships. In Africa, a network of satellite observatories was upgraded to monitor the Empire's movements. Every signal and piece of data was analyzed to understand the Empire's tactics and technology. The information gathered was crucial for preparing an effective defense. As the days passed, humanity's efforts began to pay off. New technologies were developed, and Earth's defenses became stronger. The Empire's underestimation of human resolve was proving to be a serious miscalculation. The innovative spirit of humanity was shining through, and the world was coming together in ways never seen before. The Empire, observing these developments from afar, began to show signs of concern. Their advanced sensors detected increased activity and technological advancements on Earth. They knew humanity was not simply cowering in fear, but was actively preparing for a fight. However, they still underestimated the extent of human ingenuity and determination. In addition to technological advancements, Earth's military forces conducted extensive training exercises. Soldiers, pilots, and space crews practiced using the new equipment and tactics. They were preparing for a variety of scenarios, including space battles and ground engagements. The training was rigorous, and the stakes were high, but the soldiers were ready to face whatever came their way. As preparations continued, a sense of unity and purpose emerged among the people of Earth. The threat from the Empire had brought nations together, and the shared goal of defending their planet created a strong sense of solidarity. From scientists to soldiers, everyone was working towards the same objective: ensuring the survival of their world. The Galactic Empire's threat had sparked a global effort like no other. Humanity was coming together, driven by the need to protect their home. The preparations were far from over, but the progress made was significant. Earth's defenses were growing stronger, and the resolve of its people was hardening. With each passing day, Earth moved closer to a moment of truth. The Empire's ultimatum had set the stage for a monumental conflict, and humanity was preparing for the challenge ahead. The future was uncertain, but one thing was clear: Earth was ready to stand its ground and fight for its survival. The tension in space was mounting. After weeks of preparation, Earth was ready for the inevitable confrontation with the Galactic Empire. The first signs of the clash came when Empire ships appeared at the edge of Earth's outer colonies, their menacing shapes cutting through the darkness of space. In the command center of Earth's Space Defense Fleet, Admiral Sarah Collins watched the incoming data with a furrowed brow. The Empire's ships were massive and intimidating, but Earth's new defenses were prepared. The fleet had recently been equipped with advanced weapons and shields designed to counter the Empire's technological superiority. "Admiral, we've detected multiple Empire ships approaching the outer colonies," reported Lieutenant Alex Turner, his voice tense but controlled. "They seem to be targeting our space stations." Admiral Collins nodded, her expression determined. "Deploy our defensive units. Prepare for immediate engagement. We won't let them take our colonies without a fight." As the Empire ships closed in, Earth's defense fleet sprang into action. The new spacecraft, sleek and powerful, launched from their bases and formed up into defensive formations. The massive ships of the Empire, with their dark hulls and glowing weapons, loomed closer, ready to strike. The first clash was fierce. Empire ships unleashed powerful energy beams, targeting Earth's space stations and defensive platforms. The energy beams cut through space with deadly precision, but Earth's new shields held strong, absorbing the impact. The defensive systems quickly responded, launching a barrage of counterattacks. Human pilots, trained and equipped with the latest technology, engaged the Empire forces. The space around Earth became a chaotic battlefield, filled with flashing lights and explosions. Human spacecraft darted in and out of the fray, using advanced maneuvering systems to avoid enemy fire while launching their own attacks. One of the most intense battles occurred near the space station Alpha 7, a critical outpost on the edge of Earth's orbit. Empire ships targeted the station with relentless fire, aiming to disable it before moving on to other targets. But the defenders, led by Captain Jake Reynolds, fought back with incredible bravery. Captain Reynolds piloted his ship through the thick of the battle, dodging energy blasts and returning fire with precision. "We can't let them take Alpha 7, he shouted to his crew. "Hold the line and protect the station at all costs." Despite their formidable power, the Empire forces began to encounter unexpected resistance. Human spacecraft, using new tactics and technology, managed to inflict significant damage on the Empire's ships. The once confident Empire forces found themselves struggling to maintain control of the battlefield. In the heat of the battle, a key moment came when Earth's newly developed plasma cannons scored a direct hit on an Empire cruiser. The cruiser, already damaged from previous attacks, exploded in a spectacular burst of light. The sight was a powerful symbol of humanity's resolve and capability. As the battle raged on, the Empire's ships began to withdraw. The unexpected strength and resilience of Earth's defenses had taken a toll on their forces. The Empire, known for its overwhelming might, was forced to reconsider its approach. Back on Earth, the news of the successful defense spread quickly. People celebrated their military's bravery and the effectiveness of their new technology. The initial clash had shown that humanity was not only prepared, but capable of standing its ground against the Empire. The Galactic Empire, watching from the shadows of space, realized that this conflict would not be as easy as they had anticipated. The battle had demonstrated that Earth's people were determined and resourceful, capable of defending their home against even the most daunting adversaries. As the dust settled and the space around Earth quieted, both sides took stock of the damage and losses. The first clash had set the stage for a prolonged and intense conflict, but it also highlighted the strengths and potential of humanity. With the initial skirmish over, both the Galactic Empire and Earth prepared for the next chapter in their epic struggle. The clash had been fierce, but it had also been a testament to human courage and ingenuity. The road ahead was uncertain, but one thing was clear. Earth was ready to face whatever the Galactic Empire had in store. As the conflict between Earth and the Galactic Empire continued, the first major battle had shifted the momentum slightly. Earth's defenses had proven effective, but the Empire was not one to be easily deterred. Now both sides were preparing for a larger and more decisive clash. On Earth, the atmosphere was charged with anticipation. In the command center of the Earth Defense Fleet, Admiral Sarah Collins and her team reviewed intelligence reports. The Empire was amassing a huge force, preparing for what could be the largest battle yet. "Admiral, our sensors indicate that the Empire is gathering a massive fleet," Lieutenant Alex Turner reported, his eyes scanning the screens. "They're planning a full-scale assault." Admiral Collins's face hardened. "We need to be ready, mobilize all available forces, and prepare for a coordinated defense. This will be our biggest challenge yet." Across the globe, preparations were in full swing. Military units, scientists, and engineers worked tirelessly to enhance Earth's defenses. New strategies were developed, and existing systems were upgraded to handle the expected onslaught. The people of Earth were united in their resolve to protect their home. In a hidden underground facility in the Nevada desert, Dr. Maria Chen and her team put the finishing touches on a new weapon, an advanced railgun capable of firing high-energy projectiles with devastating power. This new weapon was designed to penetrate the thick armor of the Empire's ships and turn the tide of the battle. As the days passed, the Empire's fleet moved closer to Earth. The massive starships, with their intimidating presence, appeared as dark shapes against the backdrop of space. The fleet was immense, with thousands of ships ready for combat. When the day of the battle arrived, Earth's forces were prepared. The space around Earth became a battleground once again. The Empire launched its attack with precision, unleashing a barrage of energy beams and missiles. The massive explosions lit up the darkness of space, creating a chaotic scene of destruction. But this time, Earth's defenses were ready. The newly installed energy shields absorbed much of the incoming fire, and the advanced railguns fired back with deadly accuracy. The clash between Earth's forces and the Empire's fleet was intense and fierce. One of the most critical moments of the battle occurred when Admiral Collins ordered a daring maneuver. Earth's fleet executed a coordinated counterattack targeting the Empire's command ship, the heart of their operations. The command ship, protected by a heavy escort, was a key target. Captain Jake Reynolds, piloting his spacecraft, led a squadron in a high-risk mission to penetrate the escort and strike at the command ship. The squadron weaved through the enemy lines, dodging fire and returning shots with precision.
"This is it!"
Captain Reynolds shouted to his crew. "We need to breach the escort and hit the command ship. It's our only chance to make a real impact." With remarkable skill, the squadron managed to break through the enemy defenses. The command ship, once considered invulnerable, was now vulnerable to attack. Earth's forces concentrated their firepower on the command ship, and the new railguns proved their worth. The command ship took heavy damage and its systems began to fail. As the command ship faltered, the Empire's fleet lost its coordination. Ships began to drift and fire erratically. The Empire's forces, once confident and powerful, now faced disarray and confusion. Back on Earth, the sight of the Empire's fleet in retreat was met with jubilation. The successful attack on the command ship had turned the tide of the battle, showing that humanity was not only capable of defending itself, but also of striking decisively against its foes. The turning point had come. The Galactic Empire, facing unexpected resistance and heavy losses, began to reconsider its strategy. Earth had proven that it could stand up to the Empire's might, and the outcome of the conflict was no longer as certain as it once seemed. The battle had been a testament to human courage, ingenuity, and determination. As the smoke cleared and the space around Earth returned to a semblance of calm, both sides knew that the conflict was far from over. But the success of this battle had given humanity a glimmer of hope and a chance to push back against the Empire's aggressive advances. The turning point had arrived, and with it, a new chapter in the struggle for Earth's survival. The battle for Earth had reached a critical juncture. The recent turning point had given humanity a glimmer of hope, but the conflict with the Galactic Empire was far from over. As the Empire regrouped and assessed their losses, Earth's leaders and military commanders prepared for the next phase of their struggle. In the command center of the Earth Defense Fleet, Admiral Sarah Collins reviewed the latest reports. The Empire's fleet was battered but still formidable. Earth had gained the upper hand, but the Empire was not ready to concede defeat. The next moves would be crucial. "We've shown that we can defend ourselves and even strike back," Admiral Collins said, her voice steady. "But we must prepare for another attack. We need to use our advantage wisely and continue to strengthen our defenses." At the same time, Dr. Maria Chen and her team were working on a new plan to end the conflict. They had been developing a new type of weapon, a powerful EMP device designed to disrupt the Empire's technology. The goal was to disable the Empire's ships and forces, giving Earth a decisive edge. As Earth's forces continued their preparations, the Galactic Empire was facing internal pressure. The recent setbacks had caused unrest among the Empire's leaders. They were accustomed to swift and decisive victories, and the prolonged conflict with Earth was testing their resolve. The Empire's Supreme Commander Vortax convened a meeting with his top advisors. "The resistance from Earth has been stronger than we anticipated," he said, frustration evident in his voice. "Our fleet is battered, and our resources are stretched thin. We need a new strategy." One of the advisors suggested a diplomatic approach, proposing a ceasefire and negotiations with Earth. The idea was met with mixed reactions. Some believed that Earth's resistance was too formidable to overcome, while others thought it was worth exploring. Meanwhile, Earth's leaders, aware of the potential for negotiation, prepared for a decisive action. The EMP device was ready, and Admiral Collins planned a daring operation to deploy it against the Empire's main fleet. The day of the operation arrived. Earth's forces executed a precision strike on the Empire's flagship fleet, targeting their central command and control ships. The EMP device was deployed, and a powerful pulse of energy spread through the Empire's fleet. The once imposing ships faltered as their systems failed, their advanced technology rendered useless. The immediate effect was dramatic. The Empire's fleet, now vulnerable and disorganized, struggled to respond. Earth's forces seized the opportunity, launching a coordinated assault that further weakened the Empire's position. The battle was fierce, but the tide had clearly turned in favor of humanity. As the conflict intensified, a message was sent to the Empire's leaders. Earth's government proposed a ceasefire and offered to negotiate terms for peace. The message was clear, the time for war was over, and a new chapter could begin. Supreme Commander Vortax, facing mounting pressure from both his own ranks and the damage inflicted by Earth's forces, agreed to the ceasefire. Representatives from both sides met in neutral space to discuss the terms of peace. The negotiations were tense but constructive. After intense discussions, an agreement was reached. The Galactic Empire would withdraw its forces from Earth and its colonies, and both sides would establish diplomatic relations. The peace agreement included provisions for mutual respect and cooperation, marking the end of hostilities. Back on Earth, the news of the peace agreement was met with relief and celebration. People from all walks of life rejoiced at the end of the conflict. The victory was seen as a testament to humanity's strength, resilience, and unity. Admiral Collins and Dr. Chen were hailed as heroes, their leadership and innovation playing crucial roles in the defense of Earth. The war had been costly, but the resolve and ingenuity of Earth's people had prevailed. As the Galactic Empire withdrew its forces, Earth began the process of rebuilding and strengthening its defenses for the future. The peace agreement marked the beginning of a new era, one in which Earth would be prepared to face any challenge that came its way. The resolution of the conflict had brought a new sense of hope and possibility. Humanity had faced a powerful adversary and emerged victorious, proving that even against the greatest odds, they could stand strong and forge their own destiny. The future was uncertain, but Earth was ready to embrace it with courage and determination.